Just about 3 minutes to 2:30 in the PM. The time allocated for the National Assembly plenary sitting on this 5th day of the month of August, the year 2025. This is a broadcast that is streaming live from the National Assembly Chambers, Parliament buildings in Nairobi, a broadcast that is brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in partnership with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. A warm welcome to you, and we are glad that you are joining us for these National Assembly proceedings this afternoon. Currently on your screens, that is inside the National Assembly chambers, members streaming in just to get ready for the business that is lined up for consideration this afternoon. And talking of the business, we shall take a look at that which is lined up for consideration or to be transacted by the members of the National Assembly this afternoon. A motion by the Select Committee on Delegated Legislation regarding the Public Finance Management Public Officers Medical Fund Regulations 2024 is coming up for consideration this afternoon. This is a motion that was already considered comprehensively on the floor of the House. And this afternoon, this motion is coming up for a question to be put on its adoption or it being approved as proposed or recommended by the Committee on Legislation. Now, this is regarding the Public Finance Management Public Officers Medical Fund Regulations 2024. This is a statutory instrument that seeks to establish a fund that will be known as the Public Officers Medical Fund, which will basically ensure that civil servants continue receiving medical benefits as part of their remuneration, even after exhausting the comprehensive range of quality health services from the Social Health Authority. It is a fund that shall be used to finance the provisions of a medical scheme for public officers, as well as facilitate expenses approved by the administrator of the fund to promote the objects for which the fund was established. Now, the committee that is mandated to consider statutory instruments that are submitted to Parliament for consideration went through this particular statutory instrument and has recommended for its approval, adoption by the House, as well as approval by the House. Remember, it was a report that was laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 24th July 2025. And the committee, therefore, seeks, or rather urges the House to approve the Public Finance Management Public Officers Medical Fund Regulations that was already considered on the floor of the House. If you're just joining us, that the House is about to commence its business. Time allocated for the sitting is 2:30. Already we can see members streaming in, while others have already taken their positions or taken their seats, ready for consideration of the business that is lined up this afternoon or coming up for consideration this afternoon. One of the business is regarding the motion on the Public Finance Management Public Officers Medical Fund Regulations 2024, a report that was laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 24th July 2025. And the regulations were considered by the committee or the Select Committee on Delegated Legislation that is mandated to consider submitted statutory instruments to Parliament for consideration. That particular business, the question will be put on the House agreeing with the committee to approve those regulations. Also this afternoon, The members are set to resume debate regarding the Kenya Roads Amendment Bill, a bill originating from the National Assembly, Bill number 31 of 2024. This is a bill that is sponsored by the Honorable Member for Samburu West, Honorable Naisula Lesuda. This is a bill that is at its second reading stage, meaning that debate is currently on, and this afternoon will be picking up again. However, we can see the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, making his way into the chamber to preside over this afternoon sitting. Allow me to hand you over to this live broadcast that is brought to you by PBU in partnership with KBC. My name is Kamche Menza. Good afternoon.
Waheshimiwa, tuombe. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu ambaye kwa hekima na wema wako umetoa nyadhifa za viongozi na mabunge kwa ustawi wa jamii na utawala wa haki wa wanadamu, tukusihi utazame kwa neema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika ili kutuita ili tutekeleze shughuli muhimu za jamhuri yetu. Tukuomba uteremshie baraka zako sisi tuliokutanika hapa, na utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote yatakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako ziendelezwe, na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Sergeant, ring the quorum bell.
Prayer has been said and the chair taken. However, the House cannot commence due to a quorum hitch, and the Speaker has directed that a 10-minute quorum bell be rung. This is as provided for in the House Standing Order number 34, paragraph 1 at the commencement of the House. If the quorum is not present, then a quorum bell shall be on for 10 minutes, just to give room to members who may be within the precincts of Parliament to at least hasten their steps and be able to join their colleagues inside the chamber, and also enable the House attain that much-needed quorum, or raise that much-needed quorum for it to be able to commence the business that is lined up for consideration during the House sitting. So this afternoon, as we wait for the members to correct, we shall continue to take a look at the priority business that is lined up for consideration. The Kenya Roads Amendment Bill, a bill originating from the National Assembly, lined up for consideration. It is a bill that is at its second reading stage, so debate will continue this afternoon. And the purpose of this bill is to make provisions for design, is to amend the Kenya Roads Amendment Bill 2023 to make provision for design and construction of lanes for non-motorized transport. And this bill seeks to make provisions for the Kenya National Highways Authority to design and construct lanes for non-motorized transport in designated roads under its control. Also make provision for the Kenya Rural Roads Authority to design and construct lanes for non-motorized transport in designated roads under its control. And at the same time, also design and construct lanes for non-motorized transport in designated roads under its control. Also further to make provisions for county governments in the implementation of non-motorized transport infrastructure provision such as sidewalks. pedestrian crossings and cycle lanes as part of its responsibility. This bill also seeks to empower the road agencies to design and construct lanes for non-motorized transport. So this bill debate on it already kicked off on the floor of the House in this afternoon. Once that quorum is attained and business kicks off, then this business will be considered as part of the priority business that has been lined up for consideration. A motion moved by the
We have quorum now, I'm told, so you don't have to whip anybody. Clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Members on their feet, take your seats. The nearest seat, Wamboka.
Thank you.
Honorable members, I have a communication to make regarding visitors in the Speaker's row. I wish to introduce to you a delegation comprising members of the Portfolio Committee on Energy and Power Development from the Parliament of Zimbabwe, who are seated in the Speaker's row. They are the Honorable Vincent Silabo, MP, Head of Delegation, the Honorable Libion Sibanda, MP, Member, the Honorable Brown Ndlovu, MP, Member, the Honorable Wilson Mafosa, MP, Member, and the Honorable Philip Guyo, MP, Member. Honorable members, the delegation, accompanied by 2 officers, is in the country on a benchmarking visit for sharing of experiences and best practices in the field of renewable energy. On my behalf and on that of the House, I welcome them to Parliament and wish them fruitful engagements during their stay in the country. I thank you. Honorable members on their feet, take your seats. Take the nearest seat, Jematia. You don't have to race across the floor. Honorable members, the second communication is a guide on the consideration of sessional paper on privatization of Kenya Pipeline Company Limited, KBC. Honorable members, I wish to bring to the attention of the House that the National Treasury and Economic Planning has submitted to the National Assembly a sessional paper proposing the privatization of the Kenya Pipeline Company Limited, KBC. The decision to privatize the KBC through an initial public offer, IPO, on the Nairobi Securities Exchange aligns with the government's broader economic reform agenda to enhance efficiency, competitiveness, and financial sustainability in key state-owned enterprises. The sessional paper was prepared in accordance with the Privatization Act 2005 and subsequently approved by Cabinet. The Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury and Economic Planning now seeks the approval of the sessional paper by the National Assembly. Honorable members, I will allow the leader of the majority party to lay the sessional paper on the table of the House this afternoon when we reach order number 5. Thereafter, The paper will stand committed to the Departmental Committee on Energy and the Select Committee on Public Debt and Privatization for joint consideration. Honourable members, to unlock the value and improve service delivery in the Kenya Pipeline Company Limited as intended through the privatization program, I urge the two committees to expedite the joint consideration of the session of paper and table a report to the House to enable its consideration. The House is accordingly guided. Thank you. Next.
Order number 3, messages.
Honourable members on their feet, take the nearest seats. Honourable members, I have 3 short messages to deliver to the House. The first message is a message from His Excellency the President on nomination of persons for appointment as chairperson and member of the National Police Service Commission. Honourable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42.1, I wish to report to the House that I have received a message from His Excellency the President regarding the nomination of persons for appointment as chairperson and a member of the National Police Service Commission. In the message, honourable members, His Excellency the President conveys that in exercise of the powers conferred by the provisions of Section 6.5 of the National Police Service Commission Act, Cap 85, he has nominated Dr. Amani Yuda Komora for appointment as the chairperson and Ms. Angeline Yaimiton Siparo as a member of the National Police Service Commission. The President now seeks the approval of the nominees by this House. Honourable members, Standing Order 45 provides that upon receipt of a notification of nomination for appointment, such nomination shall stand committed to the relevant departmental committee for consideration. In this regard, I hereby refer the message from His Excellency the President together with the CVs, the report of the selection panel and other testimonials of the nominees to the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security for consideration. Honourable members, it is important to note that whereas Section 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F, requires the committee to which such nomination is referred to consider the matter and table a report in the House within 28 days, Section 6.6 of the National Police Service Commission Act, Cap 85, provides for a lesser period, being 21 days. Honourable members, in this regard, the committee is expected to undertake the approval hearings and submit its report within the timelines provided for in the National Police Service Commission Act, Cap 85, that is 21 days. However, honourable members, conscious of the fact that the House will be proceeding on a long recess on 15th August 2025, I urge the committee to immediately commence the approval process. The committee should notify the nominees and the general public of the time and place for holding the approval hearings and thereafter table its report soonest to enable the House to consider the matter within the stated statutory timelines. I thank you. Members at the bar, take the nearest seats. Take the nearest seats. Memusi, what's your idea of nearest? Honourable members, there's a second message from His Excellency the President on nomination of a person for appointment as the chairperson of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. Honourable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42.1, I wish to report to the House that I have received a message from His Excellency the President regarding the nomination of a person for appointment as the chairperson of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. In the message, honourable members, His Excellency the President conveys that in exercise of the powers conferred by Article 252B of the Constitution, Section 11 of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights Act, Cap 71, as read together with Section 5 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F, he has nominated Dr. Duncan Obur Ojwang for appointment to the position of Chairperson of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. His Excellency the President now therefore seeks the approval of the House on the nominee for appointment as the Chairperson of the Commission. Honourable Members, Standing Order 45 provides that upon receipt of notification of nomination for appointment, such nomination shall stand committed to the relevant departmental committee of the House for consideration. In this regard, I hereby refer the message from His Excellency the President, together with the CV, the report of the selection panel, and other testimonials of the nominee, to the Departmental Committee of Justice and Legal Affairs, JLAC. Honourable Members, it is important to note that whereas Section 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F, requires the committee to which such nomination is referred to consider the matter and table a report in the House within 28 days. Section 11(7) of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights Act, Cap 71, requires the National Assembly to undertake the exercise within 21 days. Honourable Members, in this regard, the committee is expected to undertake the approval hearings and submit its report within the timelines provided for in the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights Act, Cap 7(1). However, Honourable Members, conscious of the fact that the House will be proceeding on a long recess on 15th August 2025, I urge the committee to immediately commence the approval process. The committee should notify the nominee and the general public of the time and place for holding the approval hearing, and thereafter table its report soonest to enable the House to consider the matter within the stated statutory timelines. I thank you. Members at the bar, take the nearest seats. Isairo, the nearest seat. Mama Pauline, take the nearest seat. Only one member seemed to understand what nearest meant. And she sat right at the back. Honourable Members, the second message is from the Senate on the passage of 7 bills. Honourable Members, pursuant to provision of Standing Order 41(4), I wish to report to the House that I have received 7 messages from the Senate regarding the consideration of the following 4 Senate bills and 3 National Assembly bills. 1, the County Government's Additional Allocations Number 2 Bill, Senate Bill Number 8 of 2025. 2, the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bill Number 9 of 2025. 3, the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Senate Bill Number 7 of 2025. 4, the Startup Bill, Senate Bill Number 14 of 2022. 5, the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 12 of 2025. 6, the Conflict of Interest Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 12 of 2023. And 7, the mediated version of the Gambling Control Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 7 of 2023. In summary, Honourable Members, the messages with respect to the 4 Senate bills seek the prioritization of the consideration of the 4 Senate bills by the National Assembly. Standing Order 143(1)(c) requires the Speaker to cause a bill received from the Senate to be read a first time upon reporting of its message to the House. Indeed, you recall that the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, CARA, Senate Bill Number 9 of 2025, and the County Government's Additional Allocation Number 2 Bill, Senate Bill Number 8 of 2025, were read a first time on 31st July 2025. The 2 bills therefore stand committed to the Budget and Appropriations Committee for consideration. The House Business Committee has prioritized the 2 bills for consideration by the House tomorrow. Honourable Members, with respect to the message on the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Senate Bill number 7 of 2025, I direct the clerk to schedule the bill for first reading when the House sits next. However, you will recall that on 30th July 2025, this House passed the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2025, following which I referred it to the Senate for consideration. Noteworthy, the two bills seek to achieve a similar objective. In this regard, the House is to await the recommendations of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on how to proceed with the bill. Honourable members, on the Senate's rejection of the National Assembly amendments regarding the Startup Bill, Senate Bill number 14 of 2022, the bill now stands committed to a mediation committee pursuant to the provisions of Article 112 2B of the Constitution. Therefore, I'll call upon the leadership of the majority party and the minority party in this House to nominate members to represent the National Assembly in the mediation, to establish a mediation committee to consider the bill in accordance with Article 113(1) of the Constitution. Honourable members, the message on the passage of the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025, and the President's reservations to the Conflict of Interest Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2023, have been conveyed for purposes of compliance and notification. This follows the passage of the said bills by the Senate in the form passed by the National Assembly. Indeed, I presented the two bills to His Excellency the President for assent in accordance with the provisions of Article 110(5) and 115(3) of the Constitution, respectively. The bills were assented to and are now part of our laws. Final, honourable members, regarding the Senate's approval of the mediated version of the Gambling Control Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2023, you will recall that this House did consider and pass the agreed version of the bill on 31st July 2025. I will therefore proceed to present the bill to His Excellency the President for assent in accordance with the provisions of Article 113(3) of the Constitution. This House is accordingly guided. I thank you. Next order.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this Tuesday afternoon, Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. 1. Auditor General's Summary Report on Public Universities for the financial year 2023-2024. And second, Honorable Speaker, the sessional paper number 2 of 2025 regarding the proposal on the privatization of the Kenya Pipeline Company Limited. Honorable Speaker, the second sessional paper that we are laying is the said sessional paper, Honorable Speaker, that you talked about, the privatization of Kenya Pipeline Company Limited. Sessional paper which is available at the table of office, Honorable Speaker, and I urge members of the committee to read the paper. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I beg to lay.
Thank you, Chairperson, Special Funds Accounts Committee, Mama Migori.
Give me a minute and mix up, okay. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 5th August, 2025. Report of the Special Funds Accounts Committee on its consideration of the audited account for the Judiciary Mortgage Scheme Fund for the financial year 2011-2012, 2021 to 2022. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. Thank you. Chairperson, Public Investments Committee on Social Services, Administration and Agriculture, Wangwe.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 5th August 2025. Reports of the Public Investments Committee on Social Services, Administration and Agriculture on its consideration of 1. The 5th report of the examination of financial statements of the following selected state corporations. 1. National Social Security Fund for financial year 2020-2021. 2. Kenya Marine and Fisheries Research Institute financial years 2019-20 to 2020-21. 3. National Hospital Insurance Fund for financial year 2018-2019 to 2020-2021. And 4. Kenya Broadcasting Corporation for financial years 2013-14 to 2018-2019. 2. The 6th report of the examination of financial statements of the following selected state corporations. 1. Agrochemical and Food Company Limited, financial year 2015-16 to 2016-17. And 2. Kenya Animal Genetic Resource Center for financial year 2011-2012 to 2017-2018. 3. Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital for financial year 2015-16 to 2016-2017. And 4. Public Benefit Organization Regulatory Authority, formerly NGO Coordination Board, for financial year 1992-93 to 2006-2007. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, members. Before we go to order number 6, allow me to acknowledge in the Speaker's Gallery, Safa School from Garissa Township, Garissa, Mau Secondary School from Kuresoi, North Nakuru, and in the public gallery we have Gasharake Primary JSS Kinangop, Nyandarua, Creta View Ngata Academy from Rongai, Nakuru, Lavington United Church from Dagoretti North, Nairobi. Sorry, it's called Lavington United Church Academy from Dagoretti North, Nairobi, and Tembo Comprehensive School from Sotik, Bomet. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome all the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Okay. Chairperson, Special Funds.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopts the report of the Special Funds Accounts Committee on its consideration of the audited account for the Judiciary Mortgage Scheme Fund for the financial year 2011-2012, 2021-2022, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 5th August 2025. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Fatuma. Chairperson, Public Investments, Wangwe.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopts the 5th report of the Public Investments Committee on Social Services, Administration and Agriculture on its examination of financial statements of the following state corporations laid on the table of the House on 5th August 2025. 1. National Social Security Fund for financial year 2020-21. 2. Kenya Marine and Fisheries Research Institute financial year 2019-2020 to 2020-2021. And 3. National Hospital Insurance Fund for financial year 2018-2019 to 2020-21. And 4. Kenya Broadcasting Corporation for financial year 2013-2014 to 2018-2019. 2. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopts the 6th report of the Public Investments Committee on Social Services, Administration and Agriculture on its examination of financial statements of the following state corporations, laid on the table of the House on 5th August 2025. 1. Agrochemical and Food Company Limited for financial year 2015-2016 to 2016-2017. 2. Kenya Animal Genetic Resource Center for financial year 2011-2012 to 2017-2018. 3. Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital for financial year 2015-2016 to 2016-2017. And 4. Public Benefit Organization Regulatory Authority, formerly NGO Coordination Board, financial years 1992-93 to 2006-2007. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Wangwe. Members, the schools I acknowledged have been requested by the Honorable Kainan. I'll give you 1 minute to welcome the school from your constituency. Kainan.
Yet. I'm told they're in the next lot.
Okay.
But there's no harm in welcoming this one.
Go ahead. 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I know the next group will have Elders Girls Secondary School. But may I take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, because I've seen students from Fava Girls School from Garissa and many other students, to welcome them to Parliament. This is the house where critical decisions concerning our country is made. Welcome. See your legislators. This is their workstation. And I'm sure as you grow, this is where you belong to. Welcome to Parliament.
Thank you. Members, before we go to order number 7, let's dispose of orders 8, 9, and 10. Clerk. 9, 8, 9, 10, and 11.
Order number 8, motion, consideration of the Public Finance Management, Public Officers and Medical Fund Regulation 2024, question to be put.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Sirma, take your seats. Sige, you freeze where you are. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 8, which is that this House adopts the report of the Committee on the Delegated Legislation on the consideration of the Public Finance Management, Public Officers, Medical Fund Regulations 2024, laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 24th July 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 24(4) of the Public Finance Management Act, Cap 412A, this House approves the Public Finance Management Public Officers Medical Fund Regulations published as legal notice number 195 of 2024. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Order number 9, the Kenya Roads Amendment number 3 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 34 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to amend the Kenya Roads Act and for connected purposes. Order number 10, the Air Passenger Service Charge Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 35 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to amend the Air Passenger Service Act and for connected purposes. Order number 11, the Privatization National Assembly Bill number 36 of 2025, the first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to provide a regulatory framework for the privatization of public entities, to establish the Privatization Authority and for connected purposes. Next. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Ocheng.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to a third note under Standing Order number 2259 D2 to pay tribute to the Honorable James Muhongo Barasa Muhongo, a member of County Assembly of Bungoma County Assembly, Chwele Kabuchai Ward, Bungoma County, who passed on, Mr. Speaker, just yesterday. Because you would know this better. This is your member of County Assembly, and this House deeply condoles with you. Obo Baraza, the Speaker, began his political career in 2002 when he was nominated as councillor in the Bungoma County Council. He served diligently for 2 terms up to 2013. And following the advent of the devolved governance system, he successfully vied for the position of member of County Assembly for Chwele Kabuchai ward on a Ford Kenya party ticket. A seat he retained for 3 consecutive terms, of course, because of yours truly on this matter. Until his demise, he was the chairperson of the Assembly Committee on Finance in the County Assembly of Bungoma. He was also the Ford Kenya party chairman in Kabuchai, where he led with integrity, commitment, loyalty, and dignity. The Late Honorable James Muhongo Baraza Muhongo will be fondly remembered as a dedicated and unwavering leader who consistently defended the interests of his people. On behalf of this House, Mr. Speaker, we extend our deepest condolences to the family of the late James Muhongo, his relatives, the people of Chwele Kabuchai ward, and the big party Ford Kenya, and the entire nation. Honorable Speaker, additionally, members, you remember that 2 years ago, the Honorable Speaker read to us a very moving history of a member of staff of our parliament, Ms. Lucy Wanjohi, who had served parliament in the Hadsad department for over 30 years. We've sadly learned of Ms. Wanjohi's demise, and we condole with our family. May God give them strength this difficult time. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, we also learned of the demise of Mr. Nzioki Mbiuva, who also retired recently from Parliament service and who unfortunately has passed on just after his retirement. Mr. Speaker, this House condoles with the families of these retired officers of Parliament, and may their souls rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Ocheng. Honorable members, you recall Lucy Wanjohi. She served this House diligently for a very long time and retired 2 years ago. Unfortunately, she passed on yesterday but one. A terrible loss to her family. And for those of you who came to condole with me when I lost my mother alongside my brother, the MP for Westlands, you met our area MCA, who has been part of our family and who has been elected non-stop from 2002. He unfortunately also was invited and is going to be with his maker yesterday but one. A very diligent young man. It's the only person among a few others I always wake up at 6 a.m. to go and vote for. Yes, Milemba? Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me join the family of the Honorable Muhongo to say poorly upon the loss of a veteran MC and politician in Bungoma, a member of the Ford Kenya Party, and a respected leader, because when I spoke to many of the leaders from Bungoma, they know him very well and have a lot of good reputation for him. And may God rest his soul in a good place. Honorable Speaker, on the 2 members of Parliament who passed on, that's Ms. Wanjohi, staff, thank you very much. The 2 staff members who passed on, Ms. Wanjohi and Mbiuki. I want to say that today I'm happy in the House Business Committee we were speaking about wellness, possibly having lost these 2 members just after retirement. Maybe Parliament should create a wing that can actually be dealing and talking to these members when they are going to retirement, and possibly in future even extend it to members when they have left, so that people can understand how to go outside there and deal with life after retirement. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, on behalf of the great people of Navaholo and on behalf of myself, allow me, Honourable Speaker, to convey my heartfelt condolences to you and the entire Kabuchai community. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Muhongo is a person I knew personally one-on-one. Whenever we are in town, Bungoma, Honorable Speaker, and whenever even we could visit your home, Honorable Speaker, we could always interact with him. He is a person, together with the long-serving former MCA, the Honorable Majimbo, have had to be in charge of Bungoma County politics, Honorable Speaker, at the civic region, Honorable Speaker. This is one person who really knew everything in terms of politics. He was a staunch Ford Kenya member, and whenever you could sit with him, Honorable Speaker, he would want to associate himself with Ford Kenya, and all he said was about Ford Kenya. Honorable Speaker, I wish to really join you and mourning the great member. Honorable Speaker, for Lucy, she has been a person we worked together since 2013 when I joined this House, Honorable Speaker. She could record our proceedings. She knew what to do. And Honorable Speaker, all I say, may God rest her soul in eternity. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, allow me to join my colleagues in saying pole and to you and the people of Kabuchai for the loss of Honorable MCA James Mukongo. You know, Honorable Speaker, Trans Nzoia and Bungoma, we are neighbors. And when you get problems in Bungoma side or we get problems in Trans Nzoia, we feel each other. Therefore, we know this is a very difficult moment for the Fort Kenya fraternity, which is closely associated with the UDA. We are friends and we are partners. So we want to say pole. And also for the loss of Lucy Wanjohi, who was in the Hansard department in this parliament, may her soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you. Tim Wanyonyi, I'll come to you.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. I wish to condole with the family of my good friend, my Bakoki, James Baraza Mukongo, a person that we grew up together. Honorable Speaker, and he has served the people of his ward diligently from the time you nominated him, and then he was elected 4 times. Mr. Speaker, he has been a very instrumental person in the Fort Kenya Party, and he has also been a very senior member of the Bungoma County Assembly. We wish to pray for his soul to rest in peace, and also pray for his family and the people that he represented diligently in the County Assembly of Bungoma. And for our staff member, Lucy Wanjohi, we condole and pray for her soul to rest in peace. May the good Lord give them rest in peace. Asante, Mr. Speaker.
Owen Bayer, I'll come to you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to join you and your family and the people of Bungoma in condoling for James Mukongo. Honorable Speaker, I want to say one thing about this. Chinua Achebe says that if you wash your hands well, you eat with kings. This particular MCA, I've had you speak in flowery language about him, that this is somebody who served well. He washed his hands well. And today, during his demise, we have the rare opportunity of paying tribute and condolence to an MCA actually in the National Assembly. It actually means, Honorable, he washed his hands well. But also, Honorable Speaker, there's one thing that comes out of this, loyalty. Loyalty. You said actually you wake up and you go to vote for him since that time. Honorable Speaker, there are many members of us here who we wouldn't even wake up to go and vote for the MCA that represents the ward that we come from because of loyalty. Or even you as Speaker, you have a member who is a member of your National Assembly from your constituency, and probably you wouldn't go to vote for him because of lack of loyalty. As politics has 2 things, interest and loyalty. And when we do that as members of parliament, then we move far in politics and stay on course. So, Honorable Speaker, as I wish the good Lord to keep his soul in eternal peace, I also want us to learn a good lesson from this good man that God has called. That 1, loyalty and 2, washing your hands to eat with kings. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I wish that God rest his soul in eternal peace.
Thank you. Makali Mulu.
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to join my colleagues in conveying my sincere condolences on behalf of myself and on behalf of the good people of Kitui Central to the 3 families. The family of the MCI Kapchai, the family of Lucy Joy, and the family of Mr. Zioki, the 2 of them were staffers of the Parliament. Honorable Speaker, it's unfortunate that we just lost the 2 staff members after their retirement, because this is the time they should have been serving themselves and their community. But the good Lord decided to invite them, and they accepted the invitation. So, Honorable Speaker, may their souls rest in eternal peace. Thank you so much.
Maungu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. Allow me to join my colleagues and the great people of Kapchai in sending my condolences on my own behalf and that of the great people of Luanda following the sudden loss of Mheshimiwa James Muhongo of Kabuchai. Honorable Speaker, I did interact with the late once or twice when I visited Bungoma, and I found him to be a man who was very warm, very welcoming, and quite humble. And therefore, to the great people of Kabuchai, I say pole for the great loss. I say pole to the family for the great loss.
Yes,
and to you, Mr. Speaker, because you've lost a chairman of Fort Kenya in the ward. Also, Mr. Speaker, I didn't have an opportunity to meet Lucy, but from what I'm hearing that Lucy was a great lady who worked in this bunge, I actually say that may her soul rest in peace, and great pole to the family. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maungu. Ferdinand Wanyonyi.
Mr. Speaker, may I take this opportunity to pass my personal condolence to the family and the people of Kapchai for the passing on of, I call him my brother, James Barasa, because I knew him personally very well. We've had the elections there, and he has interacted with the people and was a very straightforward person. I think we're going to miss somebody in the party, and being a deputy party leader for the Kenya and we have people from Trans Nzoia, we want to say pole to the family and may his soul rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you. We can stop there. Thank you very much, David Ocheng, for bringing to the floor the matter of Lucy, James, and the other officer. Like I said, James Barasa Muhongo was more than my MCA. He was like a son, he was like a kid brother, and he was always part of our life. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Next, Chairperson Select Committee on NGCDF, Musa Sirma.
Mr. Speaker, last week, a member rose in the House and asked for a statement on the issue of e-GPS. Mr. Speaker, on introduction, is the government of Kenya, through the National Treasury, has embarked on the full-scale implementation of the e-government procurement system in alignment with the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015 and its attendant regulations 2020. The directive aims to enhance transparency, accountability, fairness, equity, equality, cost effectiveness, and efficiency in public procurement processes across all levels of government. The status of implementation, Mr. Speaker, the significant progress has been made in the rollout of the eGPS platform. Supplier and procuring entity onboarding, the National Treasury has successfully onboarded both suppliers and procuring entities into the eGPS platform, creating a centralized digital system for all of procurement activities. on the capacity building, targeted training has been conducted for cluster groups across both the national and county governments. These training sessions are ongoing to ensure that all stakeholders are fully conversant with the operational functionalities of the system. On engagement with the board, Mr. Speaker, the National Government Constituency Development Fund Board has actively engaged both the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority, that is PPRA, and the National Treasury. These engagements have helped highlight the unique operational structure of the fund in relation to EGPS integration. In the consultative dialogue, Mr. Speaker, the board is awaiting a high-level consultative meeting with the National Treasury to ensure that the unique requirements of the NGCDF are adequately incorporated into the EGPS framework. This includes tailoring specific modules to reflect constituency-based project implementation. On the nationwide rollout to constituencies, the NGCDF board is consulting with the National Treasury with a view of training and onboarding all the 290 constituencies into the EGPS platform. This phased approach will ensure effective adoption and seamless transition from manual to electronic procurement. Mr. Speaker, the Office of the President and National Treasury, via circular reference OP/CAB 62A and reference NT/PPD/1/3/14, volume 4, dated 5th of June 2025 and 26th March 2025 respectively, communicated the transition to the roll to and roll out of the Government of Kenya end-to-end electronic government procurement system from the 1st of July 2025. Effective 1st of July, it is expected that all procurement proceedings, including those processed through the use of framework agreement contracts for financial year 2025-2026 going forward, shall be carried out through the EGPS. Benefits of the GPS system. The EGPS system offers numerous strategic and operational advantages. Transparency and accountability. All procurement processes are logged and traceable, minimizing the risk of corruption and manipulation. Efficiency and timeliness. Automation of procurement activities reduces bureaucratic delays and enhances service delivery. Cost saving. Digital transaction reduce paperwork, printing and administrative overheads. Improve supplier access and competition. The platform opens up procurement opportunities for a wider pool of suppliers, particularly SMEs, enhancing competitiveness and value for money. Real-time monitoring and reporting. The system supports real-time analytics and dashboard that aids in decision-making and oversight by Parliament and other oversight bodies. Auditability and compliance. The EGPS provides a structured audit trail and ensures adherence to procurement regulation and threshold. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, in order to comprehensively address the concern on the effects of transitioning to EGPS on the operation of NGCDF, the National Assembly Select Committee on NGCDF intends to invite the Principal Secretary, National Treasury, to come and shed more light on the pertinent issues. Mr. Speaker, I think most of the constituencies or the CDFCs, the procurement entities are, yes. I wanted to give a better explanation also. Mr. Speaker, thank you, and that's the statement. Thank you. Yeah?
you don't issue a statement and start debating it. So you end where the reading ends. And thank you very much. Honorable members, we have Hold Donya. I want to acknowledge in the public gallery, Kenyenye Junior School from Bomachoge, Kisii, Disciples of Mercy Junior School from Kisumu East, Kisumu, Kapsere Academy from Keio South, Elgeyo Marakwet, and in the Speaker's Gallery, Kamaget Secondary School from Chepalungu, Bomet. I've been requested by a few members. I'll give them a minute each, starting with Shakil. After Shakil, Barongo. After Barongo, Mandazi. 1 minute each.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir. Honorable Speaker, it's a great honor for us to welcome the Disciples of Mercy. The children are here, 71 of them from Kisumu East. And as a Member of Parliament, I'm very pleased that they've been able to make it here to see for themselves what Parliament does. Thank you very much, and we welcome Disciples of Mercy, Kisumu East, to Parliament. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to welcome Kenyenye Junior, one of the best schools I have in my constituency, Bomachoge, Borabu. I want to congratulate you for continuing to post excellent results in your academics. And I want to ask you to continue to dream big, to use this experience and this visit here to continue to work hard and to ready yourselves for the leadership that awaits you of our great country. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, and the Clerk's Office for facilitating this visit. I hope you continue to enjoy the rest of your visit within the Parliament chambers. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Mandazi, Honorable Mandazi.
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Allow me as well to appreciate you for the opportunity to welcome the students who have come to visit Parliament. And specifically, Speaker, in your gallery, allow me to welcome Kamaget Day Secondary School from Chepaluku constituency in Bomet County. This school is a day school, Mr. Speaker, and as a large population, it's one of the day schools that is known for discipline. It's one of the day schools that is known for great performance, as indicated by a good number or a population. So, Speaker, allow me to join my colleagues in welcoming all students and to as well wish all the students from Chepaluku constituency, together with Kamaget who are here today, who are preparing to sit for the exams in their third term. And to that also, Mr. Speaker, allow me to extend my best wishes to all the Form 4s who are sitting for the exams later this year. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you on my behalf and on behalf of the House. We welcome all the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Omboko Melemba.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. I rise on a point of order. Really, now that the students are actually in Parliament and the teachers, now we have the drama national festivals in Meru. And ordinarily, Honorable Speaker, the schools that qualify for drama at that level are sponsored by regional organizations of the Ministry of Education. But as it is now, Honorable Members, all those schools in your constituencies don't have facilitation to travel to Meru. And there's no communication from the Ministry of Education whatsoever. Yes, last week we were talking about capitation in schools. Honorable Speaker, of the capitation that goes to schools, 1,750 is taken and retained in the ministry for the purposes of such functions, including drama and games. Could the chair of education, if it's in the House, or could you please, Honorable Speaker, direct that the Ministry of Education releases those funds to the many schools which are now on the road, ECD students, primary, secondary, struggling to get to Meru without any funds. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Owned on the same thing?
Speaker, indeed, many of us who are here today have received a lot of calls and representation to assist the schools attend the functions or the activities in Meru. In my constituency, Honorable Speaker, I have a school, specifically Moody Awori Primary School, that is taking about 70 learners to participate in the functions activities in Meru. And they have no money at all, completely nothing. Even up to today morning, they were traveling to Meru, they got stranded, they didn't have enough fuel. We have had to undertake other means of raising funds for that activity. We wonder where the money for activities goes to. Honorable Speaker, there's an emerging bad habit in the education sector from the Ministry of Education, where every single coin that comes to the schools is milked away by the sub-county education office, county education office, regional education office, leaving the schools with literally nothing, Honorable Speaker. We want to request the Committee on Education to seriously review this matter, put to account every single cent that's supposed to come as capitation. It was never supposed to enrich the education officers, education officials, and leave the students and the schools suffering immensely. It's a national shame. It's an embarrassment to have kids as young as 7 years, 8 years, getting stranded, going to live very inhumane conditions when they go to represent their schools, to showcase the talent of this country. Honorable Speaker, we need your intervention. Thank you.
Chiforomondo, Mangale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This issue has come at the right time, where our kids are supposed to go and showcase their talents. But it's so unfortunate that I thought it was an issue which was affecting my constituency, because there are two schools which I know have contributed some money. That is Mwamose Primary School and Menzamonye Primary School. They couldn't actually ferry the kids to Meru. But, Mr. Speaker, the parents are also contributing some money for the activities. The ministry is also sending money for activities. Now, it is so absurd to stand before this House, members are lamenting about the same, that our kids could not be ferried to Meru for the same. Mr. Speaker, this issue needs to be taken with a lot of seriousness, because our kids need to expedite and show their talents. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Donya.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Things inform other things. I think, Mr. Speaker, it's a high time we debated on the challenges that are in our schools. Now we are discussing about their facilitation for music festival, Mr. Speaker, but other key issues which affect our learners, Mr. Speaker, are not spoken about. For example, we take our children to school, they are glittering, they are okay. When they come back, their uniforms barely fit them, Mr. Speaker. I don't know if it is the problem with feeding or they are under duress, including the time of waking up, Mr. Speaker. I can tell you for free, I know of a school where they wake up at 3:30 and they've slept at 11 doing their homework. So they are sleeping like 3.5 hours, Mr. Speaker, while we know very well the time one should rest and the time one should be up. That whole confusion, Mr. Speaker, is the one even which has made students to now start banning the schools. They don't want to sit for the exams, Mr. Speaker, because of the pressure which they go through. Until today, 2025, Mr. Speaker, we have learners fetching water from the rivers. You know, this informs this. So we need, Mr. Speaker, to discuss the challenges that our children are facing in various schools, so that we can make education conducive for all, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Owen Bayer.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the Honorable Lomboko Milemba, being an educationist, and him having raised this is very important. Honorable Speaker, I want to say this. And the issues that have been raised by a professor there, my friend Oundo, Government sends money capitation to schools, Honorable Speaker. That includes activity money, examination, and all manner of funds that schools require. But what happens between the school, the ministry, and in between there, the sub-county education office and the education offices, all money gets wasted and taken away from schools from there. Schools receive money. The first thing, they get a letter from sub-county education office. Please bring 10 shillings per pupil to the education office for activities. Bring 100 shillings at the county education office for this. Bring 300 shillings for the regional office for this. And yet when the time for activity comes, Honorable Speaker, that there is no money to sponsor students. Now they come back to members of parliament and say, we don't have money, we have qualified for nationals or regional. Now members of parliament, please give us money. And yet government sent money. And for, Honorable Speaker, the education committee in this house must investigate this. Because all the time money goes to school is taken away by this education, and they put them in some special accounts, they withdraw the money and feast. And then parents are requested to send money to schools to sponsor activities. Honorable Speaker, as Speaker of this House, a respectable member of this society and of this country, you need to give direction. Direction in the sense that the Committee for Education needs to investigate this matter. Otherwise, our students are suffering. You are told they have reached Kibwezi and they have no fuel for the bus, and you have to send money for the kids to be rescued. The kids are sleeping hungry at the festival. The kids don't have a place to sleep at the festival because education officers who have made it their passion to take away money from schools when it is disbursed. This, Honorable Speaker, must stop as a country. And we are putting so much money in education, but it is not helping learners. It is helping a few disgruntled and a few corrupt education officers, county education officers, regional education officers who are taking away all this money to go to hotels, stay in hotels and hold seminars and all that and finish the money. Honorable Speaker, we need a stop to this man. Our kids are entitled to attend these festivals, and government can sponsor them and government can give them money for the whole period. Honorable Speaker, as a House, we need to take a position. I thank you.
Honorable members, you are the authority. If members of parliament are crying, what will members of the public do? You have the power to summon the minister here or to your committees and prosecute this agenda in his presence and hold him to account. That is what the Constitution and standing orders give you. If you want to call the minister, how many students are in Meru? Yes, Milemba.
In Meru is a full house of all students.
That does not answer the question. How many students are there?
Thousands of students, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Owen Bayer.
There are thousands of students in Meru, Honorable Speaker, and there were thousands in Kakamega for the ball games. You know, and Honorable Speaker, I think I want to request you and request this House that tomorrow the Minister for Education appears here to actually come and answer and respond to that question. How have students been facilitated to be in Meru, to be taken care of, and to be returned home without having to have those kind of problems? I request you, Honorable Speaker, that the Minister be called to the House.
Honorable Owen Bayer, you are the Deputy Majority Leader. I direct you to cause the Minister for Education to be here tomorrow at exactly 3.
Thank you.
I'll give you 1 hour before we go to Murkomen to answer scheduled questions.
Much obliged, Honorable Speaker.
In fact, if you can get him here at 2:30,
yes,
I'll finish the preliminaries in 15 minutes and give him 1 hour to respond to this singular issue.
Okay.
Before we go to the Minister for Internal Security.
Much obliged, Honorable Speaker. I'll do as
the matter will rest there. Yes, Olwach, on the same issue?
Yes, I just wanted so that we frame issues for the minister as he comes tomorrow. may we be able to know exactly how much of the capitation money per students that we allocate every year is hived off to go to the sub-county directors, and how much cumulatively is that for the financial year 24-25, and under what instructions? Because program-based budgets, or the budgets that we give, are ring-fenced for capitation for schools. Under what law or authority are they redirected to these directors of education? Thank you.
Yes, we'll, Maungu, I thought I've given direction. Is that Maungu or Chonga? You look alike. Let's hear Chonga. Eh? Chonga, there's a microphone on your left.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, my question is a bit different. It relates to the statement that has been read by Moses Sirma.
By?
Mheshimiwa Sirma.
See, let's dispose of education first. Take your seat.
Thank you.
Members, those of you who have issues on that issue of students, I personally have been requested by many schools and have made huge contributions to help children go to Meru for some event. It's not quite clear what it is. Is it a choir or something? Yes. So, Owen Bayer, have the minister here. Tomorrow you'll have 2 ministers. I know your majority leader is not around. So ensure that Minister Migoso Gamba is here at 2:45, and then Murkomen at 3:45, or at least by 3:30. I'm not part of that phone.
Thank you.
Yes. Next, Chief Oromon, sorry, Chonga. Yes, Chonga.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker. I listened to Mheshimiwa Chair, NGCDF, and indeed...
Is he here?
Yes, he's in. He's in. Indeed, the control that he has come up to put all the procurement on EGPS are very, very essential, because most of the members of Parliament are not actually consulted in some of the operations of the board. But there are 2 things I've observed, Chair, which I feel I need some clarification from the Chair. Mr. Speaker. As much as I fully agree with the arrangement that has come up with, I did not hear him addressing issues of emergency. Like, for instance, right now, I have 2 schools have been closed because of the long rains. The toilets have sunk. I have 2 schools which the roofs have been blown off. And we are saying, as much as we have the funds for emergency, we cannot repair, and there's nothing that can be done because of this system. I wish, as much as we embrace this system, there could be some guidelines on how we can intervene in cases like the ones I am in right now. Yesterday, I was faced with 2 schools which have been closed because they don't have toilets. I wish I could get some clarification on how we can intervene in some of these cases. Thank you, Chair.
Are you wishing to get clarification, or you are asking for clarification?
I'm asking for clarification, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Musa Sirma.
Mr. Speaker, those issues are part of the issues we are calling the PS for National Treasury and PPRA. Mr. Speaker, the issues raised by Honorable Chonga are so valid, and it raises concerns because we are talking about the PMCs, that is the Project Management Committee, who may not be able to understand this issue of e-procurement, and also the emergencies which do come up. Mr. Speaker, we hope to resolve those issues when we have a sitting with the PS Treasury and PPRA on issues we can be able to be to do without having to go through that process.
Thank you. Honorable Chonga, you can go and prosecute your concerns before the committee when the responsible officers appear. Honorable members, allow me to acknowledge in the public gallery Kotolengo Boarding JSS School from Igembe, North Meru. In the Speaker's Gallery, Lesos Educational Center from Lesos in Nandi, and Gadesimane Christian Academy from Moiben, Wasingishu. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. We'll now go to statements. Umulher Harun. Request for statements.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Communication, Information, Innovation regarding the allocation and implementation of the Universal Service Fund. Honorable Speaker, the Universal Service Fund was established under Section 84J of the Kenya Information and Communication Act, GAP 411A, and is administered by the Communication Authority of Kenya. The core purpose of the fund is to support the widespread availability of information and communication technology services and to promote capacity building and innovation in ICT across the country. Access to digital and communication services is a critical enabler of socio-economic development. The strategic deployment of the USF aims to enhance digital connectivity in key economic sectors by ensuring equitable access to learning materials, government services, and digital health services, which is especially important in remote and underserved regions. Honorable Speaker, despite these noble goals, there is limited information publicly available on the progress, funding, allocation, and specific areas benefiting from the USF. It is therefore against this backdrop that I seek a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Communication, Information, and Innovation on the following: a detailed breakdown on how the Universal Service Fund has been utilized to date, including financial agreements and collaborations, particularly with the Kenya Power and Lighting Company, specific plans and implementation frameworks that the Ministry is putting in place to ensure equitable access, effective penetration, and sustainability of the USF initiatives, especially in underserved and marginalized regions, and status of the access centers or digital hubs that have been established so far under the Universal Service Fund, with the details on their locations and operational status, particularly in hard-to-reach areas. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Harun. Chair, Communication, Information, and Innovation. Any member of that committee? Majority Leader informed the committee chair to bring a response in 2 weeks. But since we are going on recess next week, on the first week upon resumption. Samuel Arama.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2/C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Environment, Forestry and Mining regarding the environmental and socio-economic impact of raising water levels in Lake Nakuru. Honorable Speaker, in recent years, Lake Nakuru has experienced abnormal and sustained increases in water levels, resulting in widespread flooding that has severely affected surrounding communities, infrastructure, and ecosystems. The situation is so now dire that the flooding has submerged large portions of Lake Nakuru National Park and destroyed infrastructure, displaced the wildlife, and crippled the tourism sector. The overflow has also reached private farmlands and homesteads, converting them into waterlogged zones. However, what is even more alarming is the growing humanitarian crisis as families living near the lake have been displaced from their homes and farmlands, with no clear government mitigation or support being extended to them. The Kenya Wildlife Service has now prohibited local residents from fishing in the flood waters, citing conservation laws, even though the water now occupied what was once people's land. This has caused immense frustration and a further economic strain on the affected communities who are now landless, food insecure, and barred from using what little remains. Honorable Speaker, it is against background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining on the following. 1. Immediate interventions in place to assist the displaced families and affected communities around Lake Nakuru, including resettlement and compensation. Number 2, step by the government to restore the catchment area and prevent further flooding, including reforestation, street control, and better land use practices. Number 3, reasons as to why the affected residents are prohibited from fishing in flood waters now occupying the private land, and a long-term strategies being developed to address the rise of water levels across the Rift Valley lakes, including Lake Nakuru. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Arama, my records show you are seeking for a statement from the Chair of Lands, but now you are saying you are seeking from the Chair of Environment. Which committee are you directing your statement to? Give him the mic.
Yeah, that's another one, Honorable Speaker. I'd asked for lands, and I think they were supposed to bring a response today. But this is another statement, yeah.
So if it's going to environment, Bowen, when can you bring a response? That is your committee, right? Or who is, eh? Yeah? Kawaya is not your committee. Where is Kawaya? Owen Bayer, inform the Chair Environment to bring a response first week upon resumption.
Much obliged, Honorable Speaker.
Responses to statements, Tongoyo to Omboko Milemba. Yes, who is Donya? Harun,
thank you,
switch
Mr.
off your
Speaker.
mic.
I had 3 statements, which I was informed they will give a response in 2 weeks, Mr. Speaker. Until today, I have not received the responses.
Which one?
From Treasury, I had an issue with NGAF. From Ministry of Agriculture on T-bonuses, and from Education on Kisi Mwalimu Sako. All those 3 statements have not received their responses, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Owen Bayer, are the chairs here? Education, Agriculture, and yes, and Finance.
Unfortunately, all the chairs are not here, Mr. Speaker.
Donya, you may raise your point of order tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Honorable Kiamba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also wish to put across a point of order. I requested for a statement from the chairperson on housing from the 13th March, and up to now I've not received responses. Honorable Speaker, I've gone to the table offices severally, and no response is coming. Kindly, can I be advised? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Owen Bayer.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think as I plan to follow up with the chairs on the same, but also we are colleagues here. Sometimes a member can just prod a chair and say, hey, where is my statement? And it can make work very, very easy.
But Honorable Owen Bayer.
Yes.
Order members, take your seats. Order members, take your seats. Honorable Owen Bayer, you can see as majority leader, that more than 6 chairs of committees that have come in focus this afternoon are not in the House. And that is unacceptable. It is the duty, and I repeat, the duty of each member, more so those who have been given the privilege to chair committees, to be in this House when the House is sitting, more particularly when it is time to deal with issues from members to those committees. This order paper is published a day before, so you all have access online to know that as the chair of this committee, your matter is coming in the House, and you have to be here to respond.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I take your guidance, and I will guide the chairs so that they are here.
You are not going to guide them. You are going to cause them to be here. It's not a question of guidance. It's a responsibility and a duty.
Much obliged, Honorable Chair.
Yes. Yes.
On Thursday, Mr. Speaker, you directed the committee on select committee on diaspora affairs to give a response with regards to one Riziki, who was actually is actually in Jeddah police station in Saudi Arabia.
I remember the commitment, yes. The chair of diaspora, again, is not here. Owen Bayer.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, on the same matter, the chair of diaspora talked to me about it, briefed me about it, and she told me that the matter has been directed to the Committee on Defense and Foreign Affairs. That's the appropriate committee, so they are dealing with it.
Is Defense and Foreign Affairs here?
Unfortunately, no. But she's holding brief, yes.
Okay.
So you, probably she has a statement? Yes, the statement.
You have the statement. We'll come to it. Yes, Tongoyo, response to Omboko Milemba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I do have it, Honorable Speaker, and this was in regards to the tragic fire tragedy at Makina area, Kibra, in Nairobi City. And Honorable Speaker, the member wanted to know the comprehensive report on the cause of fire accident, and also the support, if any, given to the extended to the survivors, and the steps being taken by the government to expedite the release of DNA. And Honorable Speaker, I need your indulgence in this. This statement was around May around 25th. I mean, that is when actually the incident happened.
Whether you are in Thika, Juja, Nairobi, Kisumu, or Homa Bay, you can kickstart your health science and related studies today by joining Trisent School of Medical Health Science and Technology. Intake is in progress.
Game ya kwanza ilikuwa poa sana, ya pili na come in. Kuna mistakes tulifanya 1, 2, 3. Unajua game ya pili tuta rectify. But the most important thing, guys, endeni pale mu enjoy as a group, as a team, and as individual. Tuko behind you guys, inawezekana.
Harambee Stars, we are very proud of you. Waendelee hivyo hivyo na tuko na matumaini kuwa wataenda mbali.
Kenya's first tinted waterproof paint.
And Lamin Camara
with his first career goal.
Ni muda wa kuhesabu kwa ajili ya kusherekea fasili na asili ya soka barani Afrika, ligi za ndani na magwiji wasiotambulika.
Mangeni Alvin anaichanja ndani uzuri, David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa CHAN 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
We are real people who give real care. Visit www.definiteassurance.com or email info@definiteassurance.com for more information, or contact 0708-247-247 or 0788-247-247. Definite Assurance. You are definitely covered. Je, uko nao?
Has support on the outside on the right, but opted to go left. Bashir